Zackary Dixon, my husband, and I had been married for 7 years. We finally had our first child. When I shared the pregnancy result with him full of joy, he frowned and asked me, "Whose child is this?" I froze. "Of course yours. We've been married for 7 years without any children. I went on a business trip for 2 months, and you have a child. Are you joking?" Hearing these words, I was taken aback. I was pregnant for 2 months. The time was not wrong. Mallory, Zackary's mother, sneered on the side. "That's why you often go out at night. You were having an affair with another man." I often went out at night because I worked overtime. I was so angry that I almost lost my cool. In the end, I told him, "If you don't believe me, then we'll go for a paternity test." Unexpectedly, Zackary agreed. I was so disappointed in him that I returned to my parents' home after the test. The result would come out in 3 days. Zackary and I agreed to go to the hospital together. If the child was his, he would apologize to me. If it was not, he would divorce me, and I must leave the house. In these 3 days, Zackary had not contacted me. I was so sad that I told my mother, Kirsten, that when the result came out, I would abort the baby and divorce him. She advised me to give him a chance. She said, "Zackary loves you. You haven't had a child for so long, and he hasn't said anything. It's normal to be suspicious when you suddenly have one. Wait and see. When the result comes out, Zackary will apologize to you." She was right. Although Zackary was a bit grumpy, he loved me. I decided to listen to my mom and give him another chance. The day the result came out, I slept through it. When I was ready to go out, the doorbell rang. It was Zackary standing outside. I thought that he had come to pick me up after getting the result. He was going to apologize for his mistake. I asked, "Zackary, have you read the result?" I didn't. I didn't even finish my words. Zackary slapped me. He used all his strength. I felt dizzy. Blood came out of my mouth, and a buzzing sound arose from my ears. I raised my head and looked at him incredulously. "Zackary, you're crazy," I shouted. There came a slapping sound. He slapped me again. I took a few steps back and fell straight to the ground. My whole body touched the table. Bam! The things on the table fell all over the place. The sound attracted my mom, who was in the bedroom. She ran out screaming and hurriedly helped me up. My mom shouted, "Zackary, how could you hit your wife? She deserves it." Zackary's eyes were red. He picked up the tissue box on the table and threw it toward me. "Liliana, you cheat on me. I'll beat you to death, you bitch." Watching the tissue box fly over, I pulled my mom to the side. What did Zackary mean by this? Could the result show that the child was not his? I said, "I've never had another man. There must be some misunderstanding here." Misunderstanding? Zackary gritted his teeth, took out his phone, and threw it toward me. "See? There is no bullshit misunderstanding." I picked up Zackary's phone and took a look. On the phone, it was a chat record with Joyce Underwood. Zackary had a college friend named Manuel Houston. Joyce, Manuel's wife, and I had met a few times and were considered friends. Joyce said that Manuel and I were dating. Zackary at first did not believe it until Joyce sent a photo. It was a photo of erotic panties. The panties looked familiar to me. I had worn them that night before Zackary went on a business trip. I thought this might be a misunderstanding. I explained, "Zackary, these are not my panties." Hearing this, he instead became even more angry. He walked over and snatched his phone, tapping on it twice. Then he grabbed my hair and stuck the phone directly to my eyes. "Take a good look again. If this isn't yours, whose is it?" There was another picture. One side of the panties had the words, "Zackary exclusive." My brain buzzed, and my face instantly went pale. "It's impossible. After you saw me wearing it, I threw it into the trash can." "How can?" It quickly occurred to me that Mallory loved to steal my clothes. Once I got off work early, I pushed open the bedroom door, and Mallory was standing naked in front of my closet to pick clothes. When I asked her, she said she was in the wrong room. When she left, I realized she had dropped a pair of lace panties on the floor. Could it be that Mallory was wearing them? I looked up and said to Zackary, "I know. It was your mom." "What are you talking about?" Furious, Zackary kicked me in the leg. "How can you slander my mom? She is a decent older woman. She can't possibly wear your panties." My legs softened, and I instantly fell to my knees. He raised his hand and slapped me. My mom was anxious, tugging on his arm and begging, "Zackary, don't beat Liliana. There must be some misunderstanding here. Let's sit down and talk it over, okay? Stay away from me." Zackary impatiently pushed my mom away. She fell to the ground as a result. "Mom." I got anxious and yelled at Zackary, "Zackary, how dare you? My mom has a backache. If you hurt her, my dad won't let you go." My dad, Peyton, was a police officer. Zackary was aware of that. But he was already overwhelmed by anger. "You're a bitch, so is your mom. Maybe your dad will even thank me for teaching her a lesson." By this time, a lot of neighbors had gathered in front of my house. "What's going on here? It seems like Peyton's daughter cheated on her husband." "I don't think so. Peyton is a decent person. How could he raise such a daughter?" While the crowd was talking, one of them couldn't stand it anymore. That guy stood out and said, "Young man, calm down. Men can't beat women. And she is still pregnant." Zackary twisted his head to look over and said viciously, "Bastard, it's none of your business. It's not your wife who cheats on you." He scolded that man. Zackary then coldly yelled at the people who were watching. It's a family thing. Even if the police come, what I'm doing isn't a crime. If you get involved or call the police, wait and see. I'll come to you. When he finished speaking, people went away, giving no concerns anymore. Liliana, you cheated on me, and you want me to raise your bastard child. Do you think I am a fool? He stared at my belly. I hadn't seen Zackary being so angry before. He was like a wild beast at that moment, and the bottom of his eyes were full of anger. I subconsciously covered my belly and softened my tone. Honey, I didn't do anything wrong. If you don't believe me, you can call Manuel over and ask who wore that underwear. He snorted coldly. Manuel. You said his name affectionately. You want him to save you? Your wish may not come true. Joyce has already brought a dozen people to catch him. He's toasted. Zackary saw my dad's whip not far away and took it down from the wall. He held it in his hand and asked me, when exactly did you and Manuel get together? I shook my head. I'm not with him. Still refused to admit it, right? Zackary swung the whip. I closed my eyes and screamed, but I felt no pain. When I opened my eyes, I found my mom standing in front of me. Chapter 3 It's yours. The whip landed on my mom. She seemed not to feel the pain. She looked back straight at Zackary. Zackary, you misunderstood Liliana. Don't hit her. You two sit down and have a good talk. If you continue like this, you will regret it. Regret? I should have beaten her up earlier. I should have slapped her when I saw the pregnancy result. Kirsten, do you think you can protect her? You always tell me to be nice to her. Why don't you teach her to behave herself? Today I'll teach you two a good lesson. Zackary raised the whip and whipped us a few times. My mom was afraid that I would get hurt. She went forward to hold me in her arms. She took those lashes for me. As I heard her miserable screams, my whole heart was in great pain. To protect my mom, I gave up my dignity. I desperately begged Zackary. Don't hit my mom, Zackary, please. I didn't get involved with another man. Please, for the sake of us being married for so many years, don't hit us. My mom couldn't take it. Seeing my pleading like this, Zackary didn't stop. He scolded. How could you mention that we have been married all these years? Am I not good to you? You can't get pregnant, but I have never given you any pressure. My mom asked me to divorce you, but I refused. How do you treat me? He whipped again. I felt that no strength left was in my mom, who was hugging me. Zackary withdrew the whip at this time, and she fell to the ground. I touched her back. My hands were full of blood. I screamed. Mom, wake up. My mom had already fainted. She couldn't open her eyes no matter how hard I shouted. Seeing my mom like this, Zackary panicked. He reached out, probed at her nose, and found that there was still breath. He was instantly relieved. He picked her up and put her on the sofa. I saw the bag on the table and ran over to take out my phone to call the ambulance. Zackary came up and snatched my phone after seeing it. Who are you calling? Manuel? I told you he doesn't have time to save you now. I said urgently, I'm calling the ambulance. My mom has fainted. She needs to go to the hospital. Stop. Zackary lifted my phone and threw it directly on the ground. The phone was instantly in pieces. You're just going to call your lover. I know that. Zackary, you're crazy. I was so anxious that tears came out of my eyes. And I used all my strength to slap him. This slap once again enraged Zackary. Damn, you dare to hit me. He raised his foot and kicked toward my stomach. I covered my stomach with my hands. He kicked my hands. This action made Zackary completely crazy. How dare you protect this child? I love you so much, and in the end, you desperately protect another man's child. Zackary kicked again and again, kicking heavily onto my hands. My hands got hurt from his kicks. That's enough. Stop beating her. Neighbors outside stood out. You may kill them. Zackary grabbed the ashtray on the table and threw it at the neighbors. Damn you, mind your own fucking business. The neighbors living here were old. Seeing Zackary fighting back, they ran away. Zackary turned back and continued to kick me. Liliana, how can you be with Manuel? You know how much I hate him. Zackary and Manuel were close friends from college, but Manuel often bullied Zackary in college. He made him buy food without paying for it and always told his female classmates about Zackary's embarrassing moments. On the day of the final exam, Manuel turned off Zackary's alarm clock. He copied Zackary's graduation paper. He often made Zackary call him dad. Zackary's father died early. Zackary was very sensitive to the term dad. I reminded Manuel many times, but he refused to listen to me. The two had a big fight on graduation day. Who would have thought that 3 years after graduation, Manuel would become Zackary's boss? To survive, Zackary had to grovel to him. He lived with fear in the workplace. So I knew how he felt now. But I didn't understand. Since he hated Manuel so much, he didn't go to beat Manuel, but came to beat me instead. Was it because Manuel was a man? I finally saw the person in front of me who claimed to love me. I understood why my dad always said that Zackary was dangerous. The pain pulled me back to reality. My hands couldn't hold it up gradually. I looked at Zackary and said, Zackary, if this child is yours, but you don't want him, will you regret it? Zackary said something shocking. He wouldn't be mine. Let me tell you. I checked 4 years ago. My sperm activity is very low. I can't have any children. You checked it. Since we got married, we hadn't had a child. Zackary and I were both stressed. Mallory stared at my stomach every day and forced me to drink all kinds of soup. Once I almost died from food poisoning. But Zackary never said that he had had his sperm checked. He knew it wasn't my problem, but he still let Mallory do this to me. He was lying when he said he loved me. I was completely disheartened. I released my hands, and he kicked me hard in the stomach. With a sharp pain, a warm stream flowed out from under. At the same time, Zackary's phone rang. He answered it. It was a call from the hospital. Mr. Dixon, the results are out. The baby is indeed yours.